If I've got really sick lungs or traumatized lungs, this end tidal CO2 value may actually not be accurate. So then I'd just measure the gradient, and we call it the end tidal to PaCO2 gradient or difference. And I see what that difference is, and then I'd make sure I've got my end tidal at roughly the right number so that my PaCO2 is correct. For example, if the patient was a multi-trauma patient and let's say I had an end tidal CO2 of 30 as normal, I took a PaCO2 and it's actually 50, that means that the lung trauma means that there hasn't been that good gas exchange. Therefore, I would increase my respiratory rate, bring the end tidal CO2 down. That difference was 20. If I'm aiming at a PaCO2 of 40, that means my end tidal CO2 has to be 20. I'll just step through that again. So imagine I've dialed up a respiratory rate of 12. My end tidal CO2 in this trauma patient is 30. Then when I take a blood gas, the PaCO2 ends up being 50. So now I've got a 20 difference. That's more than normal because of the traumatized lungs. So if I'm aiming at 40, I need to increase the rest rate to get the end tidal CO2 down to 40. Therefore, I should be aiming at an end tidal CO2 of roughly 20. So going up on this to maybe 15 or 17 and seeing that there's a slow trend down to a normal PaCO2.